Well, ho, 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 what do you know? It's a joy here on Christmas Eve. It's the real Christmas Eve and Santa Claus is gonna come. I tell you, I totally haven't been doing anything because I really thought we wouldn't be here. I thought we would be at my grandson's house this year. I'm just heartbroken that we aren't, but it is what it is. I don't know. I'll blame it on COVID, I guess. So anyway, let's don't go there. So it's me and it's Jerry, and can you smell the biscuits? I just made 8 big Grand's biscuits because I'm going to make a casserole tonight for breakfast tomorrow on Christmas morning. And so you're supposed to make it up the day before and put it in the fridge overnight, and then in the morning you can just pop it in the oven. It's just one of those eggs and milk and sausage, and you know, you pour it all together in a casserole and cook it. So I made the biscuits for that, and they're cooling off. I'm going to make my 2 pumpkin pies today. So if I can get organized enough, I'll let you watch me make pumpkin pies, and you can watch it like next November or something. I realize you're all in the middle of Christmas and you don't need to be watching me right now. Okay, so Jerry's over in the barn wrapping up whatever for me. And I'm wrapping up the stuff I got for him. Super boring. Super boring. He told me a couple weeks ago, months ago, that he wanted some black tennis shoes. So I went to Zappos one day and I ordered him like 6 or 8 different pair. So on Christmas morning we can play shoe store and he can open up all the different tennis shoes and try them on and see if he likes any of them. So I'm going to start wrapping them. I don't even know what they look like. Just black tennis shoes. Yeah, there's one. Yeah. What's that look like? That's kind of nice, huh? We'll see. He's super picky. Y'all think I'm picky and particular and a perfectionist. I am nothing compared to him. He just went upstairs to get some wrapping paper to take over to his barn, because whatever he got for me is over there in his barn. So he came down here and he said, "Joy, you need to come upstairs. You should see what you've done to your floor." You know, upstairs I have a wood floor, right? And we're not talking about the new wood floor. We're talking about in my big attic space where I've had a wood floor for years and years. Well, there where I stand and I do my cutting and my folding of my fabric, right there in front of the table, not the sewing machine, the big cutting table, there's a whole bunch of scratches in the floor. I mean, it still looks brown and you can't see it's not white or, you know, anything. But, you know, if you stand off and get a magnifying glass, you can see all these scratches in the floor. He's like, "This is absolutely ruined. What have you been doing up here? What did you bring in here that's heavy, Joy? And scooch it all over the floor." I said, "Jerry, you know I can't even lift anything heavy. Never mind scooch it around the floor. Good gravy." So anyway, he was not happy about that. I told him I didn't care. I said it's a workroom. It is a workroom. I have this funky roll of tape here that doesn't have anything to hold it. So I told him I didn't care. I said, "Just don't come up here and don't look at it." So, and I darn sure don't want to hire anybody to come fix it. We all know how that turns out, don't we? We know exactly how that turns out. Yeah. The original people that laid the new floor and all of our new carpet got so frustrated with the guy that owns the company, they refused to come back. So then, Roger, that owns the company, sent a single man, I don't know if he's married or single that way, but one man instead of 2 men. The first one was 2 men. And one of them was always happy and nice and funny, and the other one was always sucking on a sucker because he couldn't smoke in my house. And then he'd go outside every 10 minutes and smoke a cigarette. Come back in and suck on the sucker. Oh, he was something else. But anyway, the other guy was real friendly. But anyway, after the carpet kept getting delayed and something kept going wrong, not with us, but with the company, those two guys refused to come back again. Yeah. So then he hired this different guy, and it turned out that the different guy was actually really nice, and we liked him a lot. So, I don't know. Wood floors, you would think a wood floor would be halfway sturdy, wouldn't you? So every time you walk on it, it doesn't get messed up. I really should get some tape that's in a holder. Oh, okay. Let's get this side. I didn't bring any labels down since it's only Jerry and me. Nobody else is here for Christmas. So I figure I'll recognize what I wrapped for him. And I'll know what he wrapped for me because probably won't have any bows on it. Oh, heaven help us. But guess what? Guess what? Yesterday afternoon, my good friend Viv sent me a little video of her living room because they had the tree all decorated and all of the presents wrapped, and Colin had arranged everything. And so she sent me this little video. Well, the little video made me so sad that we had nothing, not a single Christmas decoration. So this morning, what does that go to? Do you hate it when some weird thing, look at this, you won't even believe this goofy thing. Somebody tell me what this is. Does anybody know what that is? That just fell off my present. I have no idea. It wasn't here a minute ago, and now suddenly it is. Maybe it came off that shoe. You know, as sure as I throw it away, tomorrow we'll be opening a present or doing something, and some little tiny hole will be there that needs a little pink plug in it. All right, let's put some pretty on this package. So anyway, Viv sent me that video. And of course, everything is just absolutely perfect. Her tree is beautiful, and all her presents are wrapped, and everything was all arranged. And so, it made me want to do it. So, Jerry, our Christmas trees, we have 2 or 3 Christmas trees, big ones, from over the years, you know. And they're all over in Jerry's barn. So, I told Viv, I said, I'm going to go over to Jerry's barn and see if I can find a baby Christmas tree. I said, I got to have some kind of Christmas tree. So she said, yes, 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 you need to do that. So, I didn't get over there. But Jerry went over there this morning. And a little while ago, he said, Joy, come out in the garage and see what I brought over here. So I went out in the garage, and sure enough, he had found a little Christmas tree. Years ago, I used to put on a really big bash for our employees. Now, our employees were, some of them were here and some of them were in Oklahoma City. And so when I did a party at my house, we would get them a hotel room to spend the night. Because, you know, we didn't have a house up there then, or if we did, we decided to use this one. I don't remember. Dear Lord, bad memory. But anyway, I used to put 2 trees on the front porch. We used to wrap lights around a whole bunch of our big trees outside. I mean, we went all out. It was really pretty. I had this table all decorated, and I had made place servings for everybody where they had their little name, and I had made Christmas napkin holders, and I had bought pretty plates, and this isn't very bendy. It's supposed to be bendy because it's It's got metal in it. It's supposed to have metal in it. You know where it has those wire edges? Yeah, maybe it doesn't have wire edges. All right, we're just going to cut you. So anyway, the point is, I'm getting hot. Let me take this sweater off. The point is, I have lots of trees and tons of decorations. I ought to at least go upstairs and get my nativity out. After all, this isn't my birthday, it's Jesus' birthday. Okay, that'll have to do for Sideburns' shoes. It's not bending very good, but okay. So that's some pretty glittery purple ribbon. Isn't it pretty? And so that's going to go out under my little baby tree, and it'll get glitter all over my carpet, I'm sure. I wish it would stay bended, but it won't. Okay. So I've wrapped 2 presents for him now. Now I have to go get all the other pairs. I bought him, I don't know, 5 or 6 different pairs of tennis shoes. Because with Zappos, it's free returns. I mean, it's not really free returns. You know, they charge you in the cost of what you buy. Nothing's free. So he can just open all the boxes, try on all the shoes, keep the ones he wants, and then after Christmas, UPS will come here to the house and pick up the box and will return all the ones he doesn't want to keep. Okay? So that's 2 down and a bunch to go. Now, my plan is to make 2 pumpkin pies. I have to make 2 pumpkin pies because the recipe makes 2 pumpkin pies. So what I do is I make 2 and I put 1 in the freezer. So it's noon. Right now it's probably straight up noon. So I'm probably going to eat a little something for lunch. And then first I'll finish wrapping the presents, then I'll make something for lunch, and then I might make those 2 pumpkin pies, and I'll turn the camera back on. Look at my pretty pioneer woman casserole dish. Isn't that pretty? I'm getting ready to make a breakfast casserole. I'm not allowed to eat such things, but since tomorrow is Christmas, I'm gonna make a casserole. It's probably gonna be enough for the whole neighborhood, but Terry's daughter has COVID. Terry's just getting over COVID, so I can't have them over, and I can't go there, and most people have children, and they're getting together with their kids for Christmas. So I'm just going to make this for me and for Jerry. I figure if we don't eat it all, I'll just throw the rest away or whatever. So I made some biscuits this morning, and I tore them all up into pieces. And I took my cheese that expired in October 27th, 1300. It's probably 2013. It's been there a long time. And it's not really the right kind of cheese, but it's the kind I'm going to use. But it was solid as a rock, so I've been waiting for it to thaw out. So here's the deal. You make this up like the night before. You guys have probably made them a million times. I have never, ever made one. So, you make it up the night before. You put it in your fridge. When you wake up on Christmas morning, you put it in your oven and you cook it 30 minutes. And then you can have your breakfast and open your presents. And I finally, thank you, sweet Viv. Hug, 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 hug. Thank you. Viv sent me, I think I told you, Viv sent me a little video of her beautiful Christmas tree and all the presents. And it totally started my Christmas engine. Finally, it's only Christmas Eve. So Jerry brought in this darling little tree. It's actually one of 2 trees. I think I told you this morning that I used to put them on my front porch. And so he brought one of those in. So that's my little tree. I wasn't going to put any ornaments on it, but I was upstairs looking for the angel to put on top of the tree, and I found a box of unopened ornaments. I probably got them 75% off after Christmas somewhere. So I did hang those on the tree. So I'll show you a picture of our little baby tree And the presents. I already know what all the presents are. I wrapped my scan and cut. I wrapped the little box of stuff that goes with the scan and cut. I wrapped, what else did I wrap? Oh, the present. Somebody sent me a present, and several of you sent me a present, but one of them was in brown paper. So I wrapped it up and put a bow on it. Haven't opened it yet. And I wrapped Harry's presents. And Jerry, he came over here this morning, 10 o'clock this morning. I need some wrapping paper. He came back like at 10:30. I need some ribbon. He came back like at 11 o'clock. I need more ribbon. He came back a while ago and he said, I need longer ribbon. I don't know what he is wrapping over there in the barn, but I just think it's so stinking cute. I can't stand it. Okay? All right, so let's read the recipe. The recipe is Christmas morning casserole. Christmas morning casserole. Now, I want you to see my spice cupboard. Can you see my spice cupboard? Can the camera see it? I think you can. Look at this spice cupboard. Can you see it? Going around and around and around. This recipe calls for the one spice that is not in the cupboard. Wouldn't you know it? I mean, wouldn't you know it? So, it wants to have sage in it. I don't have any sage. So I found this perfect pinch Italian seasoning, and it is a combination of marjoram, basil, rosemary, thyme, oregano, savory, whatever savory is, and last but not least, sage. No, I'm not going to try to separate the sage out. I'm just going to use this instead of the sage. And you have to have some ground mustard. And you have to have sausage. My bread, you saw my bread. I baked some biscuits and I broke them all up. You have to have cheddar cheese. This is some combination of a bunch of cheeses. You have to have 7 eggs, 3 cups of milk, cayenne pepper, salt, pepper, and Paula Deen's hot sauce. We won't be needing that. I don't do hot sauce. Okay? So, let's get started. I took out 6 eggs because they're supposed to be room temperature. This is my Pioneer Woman spoon rest with 6 eggs room temperature and 1 not room temperature. Okay? I hope this is good. 8 thick slices of buttered bread. Prepare an 8x8 baking dish with non-stick cooking spray. Now this isn't 8x8, but it'll work. In a large skillet, cook the sausage using a wooden spoon. Fold in the chopped sage, which will be this. I'm going to do that part. You don't need to watch me cook sausage, for heaven's sakes. So I'm going to do that part, and then I'll turn the camera back on. All right. The sausage is cooked. There it is. There's the sausage. The sausage is cooked. The Italian seasoning is in it. It said to put a whole tablespoon. Since this is dried herbs, I only put 1 teaspoon. So now you're supposed to take all this bread. Meanwhile, into the prepared baking dish, which means you oiled it, add the buttered and cubed bread. Okay? So we're going to add all of this in here. Oh, do you know how hard it was, y'all? I sound like Paula Deen. I'm making Paula Deen's recipe. Oh no. Don't say that anymore. Do you know how hard it was when these came out of the oven this morning and I wasn't allowed to eat them? Oh my heavens. So this is just Grand's biscuits that I bought at Brahms. They were expired too, by the way. I don't care. They're going to soak overnight with the eggs and the milk, so, if you want to come in the morning, I have plenty. And you can have breakfast with us. And hot coffee made in the percolator by my Jerry. Oh yeah, he's super serious about the coffee. Here, ignore what goes on the floor. I'll vacuum that later. My counter isn't really turned the right way to make videos. I need to knock that wall down and have you back there. Not gonna happen. We actually did have to knock that wall down once. It got a leak in it. We had a water filter behind our refrigerator here. And the builder had built like a little indention inside the sheetrock so that it wouldn't make the refrigerator stick out from the wall. And that thing must have dripped for years. It just had a real slow drip. I mean, it was so slow it didn't even get on the floor under the fridge. But it filled the wall halfway up with water. I think I've told you all that story before. Okay, let's get in here. This is a lot of bread, y'all. God, I could eat a little bit. Couldn't I eat just a little bit? It's almost full. We're gonna have all those eggs in here and sausage. My goodness, I think that's probably enough. I think I could eat a little bit. If the world comes to an end, and you can only have one thing to eat, make mine be bread, okay? All right, that's a lot of bread, so I'm gonna quit on that. Hold on, I gotta get some butter. You can't eat bread without butter. The butter police would come. Oh, so good, so good. Do I love food or what? You have to spread the sausage evenly over that bread. All right, so here's the sausage. Let's spread it evenly. If I don't have a very good view, I'm sorry. All right, that looks even enough for me. Good enough for the guys I go with, because I go with Bernhardt's. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, it looks so good. I'm going to hold it up and show it to you. See? So you're supposed to have a cup of shredded white cheddar cheese and a cup of shredded sharp cheddar cheese. So I don't have that kind of cheese. I just have this kind of cheese. And I gotta tell you, 2 cups of cheese seems like an awful lot of cheese to me. Sprinkle the sausage over the bread, make sure to distribute evenly, and sprinkle with cheese. That is a lot of cheese. So, Monterey Jack, cheddar, queso quesadilla, and asadero cheese. So, I have no idea if that's good or bad, but that's what we're going to use. So, it says 2 cups of cheese. So, I'm going to put 4 half cups. God, that seems like a lot of cheese, y'all. Oh, man. There's a half. It's still partially frozen. Froze really well. Oh, I can see how I could use another cup of cheese. That's not that much. See, it's not just a ton of cheese. So another 3, that's the 3rd half cup, and a 4th half cup. And 4 half cups equals 2 whole cups. Yay! Yay! Oh my God, that doesn't look like that much cheese anymore. So this is kind of a different recipe. In a medium bowl, add the eggs, the milk, the pepper, the mustard, the salt, and the pepper, and whisk together. Ah, let's do it. In a medium bowl. That's going to be my medium bowl. 7 eggs. 7 eggs. Medium bowl. Let's break some eggs. Uno. Dos. 3. outside the bowl. 5, 7, 7 eggs. So now what do? In a medium bowl, add the eggs, the milk. I'm going to mix up the eggs first. I feel like a professional cook on TV. No, because if you were a professional cook on TV, somebody would have all those little bitty bowls lined up for you. See, I have the little bitty bowls. Pioneer woman. Aren't they cute? And all you have to do is go dump, dump. But no, no little bowl people here. All right, we whisk the eggs, milk, 3 cups of milk. Can you believe that? So I'm going to use Jerry's milk. Where's Jerry's milk? He just bought this. You're going to say, what happened to my milk? I think I'm going to use 2 cups of this and 2 cups and 1 cup of half and half. I'm going to use 2 cups of this. I don't know why, I just am. Two cups of his milk, which is organic grass-fed vitamin D. Okay, and so now I'm going to make the rest of it out of half and half because I think that'll be richer. Okay, let's get you in here. Oh, that's a lot of liquid. That must be why you need all that bread. So let's get my half and half. It doesn't say to use half and half, but I'm using it. 1 cup of half and half. Right there. Woo! Yay! Ooh, that is creamy. You're supposed to put some cayenne pepper. Half teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Let me see, I just happen to have some. Where's my half teaspoon? Look, I bought these. I bought these last time I went to Walmart. Aren't they cute? Okay, 1/2, that's 1/8. That's 1/4. That's 1/2. So you have to pull that apart and go like that. And so you put a half teaspoon. I hope this doesn't make it too spicy because I do not like hot things. It looks like a lot of pepper to me. Okay. What else do you want? Dry mustard. 1/2 teaspoon of dry mustard. So let's try that. Why would you put mustard in it? That seems like a weird thing to put in this casserole, doesn't it? 1/2 teaspoon of dry mustard. And salt and pepper to taste. Hey, my gosh. Hey, I'm almost done with this. Oh, I'm getting it all over the counter. All right, I just whisked the stuff all over the place, so let's start over on whisking duty. Whisk this all together, salt and pepper. Salt and pepper to taste. I like a lot of salt. And pepper. This is pretty fat pepper, but I'll go ahead and put it in here. It's supposed to be finely ground, but that's the fattest fine grind. Oh, look, I keep doing this. I'm not going to have any left. I'm going to get that off of there somehow. How am I going to get that off of there? Figure out a way. My friend Jeffy, y'all know who Jeff is now. He sent me a picture of his Christmas tree. Jeff has a real tree, and Viv has a real tree. And when I was growing up, my mother's birthday was December the 18th. And we used to all get in the car, my mom and my dad and me and my 2 sisters and my brother, and we would drive to the Christmas tree lot on my mom's birthday on December 18th. And we would always have a live Christmas tree. Always. So I miss that. But oh my gosh, after Christmas was over and all those needles fell all over your carpet, ugh, I don't miss that part. All right, I hope I haven't spilled too much of this. Let's see what we do now. Pour the mixture over the bread, sausage, and cheese, cover with plastic wrap, and refrigerate. The next morning, bake for 1 hour at 350. Hey, can't get easier than that. Do you think this will fit in that dish? I hope so. Yikes! That's a lot of liquid. What a pretty dish. It's the first time I've ever used this dish. I think I got it last Christmas for a Christmas present. Our kids were here, I think, last Christmas. I can't believe we're not going to see anybody this year. That is just so sad. Okay. There it is. There it is. I want to push it down and smush it all in. I wonder if you're supposed to do that. I don't know if you're supposed to do it, but I'm going to do it. I'm just going to smush it all down. Make sure that bread is good and soaked. Oh, this is going to be so good. Yes, it is. So, tomorrow, I've got breadcrumbs on my boobs here. And that's the last piece of fabric. My machine is telling me my last piece of fabric is washed. Okay. That looks so good. Press and seal is my favorite. And there you go. There it is. No, I can't go to the oven and pull out a pre-prepared dish. I am not a professional videographer of cooking. I'll be back. All right, my friends, it is 4:40 in the afternoon, and I believe I told you I was going to make pumpkin pies today. And I was. I had the pie shells out and everything. But since I've made that casserole for tomorrow, I decided I'm going to weigh 200 pounds if I eat that breakfast casserole and then I eat pumpkin pie also. So I think I'm going to make my pumpkin pies for New Year's. How's that sound? So I'm going to go ahead and give you the recipe. I'm going to read it to you, so you'll have to write it down because it's not so you can read it if I showed it to you. It's got water poured on it and it's a mess. Okay? So ready, set, go. This makes 2 pies. 2 pies. This is very, very good pumpkin pie. I told you a couple weeks back I had a piece of pumpkin pie at a restaurant. It was horrible. No flavor. It was awful. I took 1 bite and didn't even eat the rest of it. This is really good. Okay? So, you need 2 cans of canned pumpkin, which I understand isn't even related to the pumpkin. It's a squash or something. But it'll say pumpkin on the can, okay? So you need 3 cups of pumpkin. You need 3/4 cup brown sugar. 3/4 cup white sugar. 1 teaspoon salt. 1 tablespoon cornstarch. 2 teaspoons nutmeg. 3 teaspoons cinnamon, and that's the ground cinnamon, of course. 4 eggs. 2 cups of half and half. So I just use that half and half for my breakfast, so I'm not going to have 2 cups of half and half anyway, so. 2 cups, half and half. 1/2 cup milk. 2 pie shells. Now, if you make your own pie shells, hip hip hooray, you probably already have a pumpkin pie recipe too. I don't. I'll show you what I buy. I buy these. They are so easy and they taste just as good to me. And there's 2 of them in there. And you just put a little flour on your counter, roll this out, put it in your pie dish, and that's it. Crimp the edges all around. Super great. Someday I'm going to figure out how to get Macintosh apples and make myself an apple pie like my mom used to make. Okay, so 2 pie shells. So you guys got that? Let's go back over the list again. Go back up to the top and let's see if we got it right. 3 cups of pumpkin, 3/4 cup brown sugar, 3/4 cup white sugar, 1 teaspoon salt, 1 tablespoon cornstarch, 2 teaspoons nutmeg, 3 teaspoons cinnamon, 4 eggs, 2 cups half and half, 1/2 cup milk, 2 pie shells. Now here's the directions. This is what you do with all that stuff. Mix all of it together. Hello. How easy is that? Mix it all together and pour it in the 2 pie pans. You've got your shells in there. You got them all crimped on the edge. And I don't think you have to poke holes in it or anything. And so then you pour it in the pie shells, okay? Then you put them in the oven. Bake at 425 degrees for 15 minutes. 425 for 15 minutes. Bake at 350 degrees for 30 to 40 minutes. And I have had to go 10, 15, 20 minutes even past that. I keep sticking toothpicks down in there, and if they don't come out dry in the center, I keep on cooking it. And I have always had to put foil around the outside edge, or the edge of the pie gets too dark. So, you guys probably have made way more pies than I've ever thought of making. My thing was always cobblers. I used to make an apricot and peach cobbler. It was so good that I broke up with this one boyfriend before I met Jerry Bernhardt. And I broke up with him. And he called me one night and he said, "I know you broke up with me, but would you tell me how to make that cobbler?" Okay, you guys got that? Now my good friend Mary. Hello Mary, I love you. My good friend Mary that I met in Edmond gave me that recipe. She's a major cook. She had her kitchen remodeled and it's like mega kitchen. She could totally do cooking videos if she would. But she said she doesn't want to be on camera. So, but anyway, she's adorable and she gave me that recipe and it's really good. Okay, my friends, it's Christmas Eve. We had our big meal today at lunch. I made meatloaf yesterday, so we had leftover meatloaf for lunch today. Tonight, I'm having a shake. So no more fancy food till tomorrow, and we're going to celebrate because Christ is born. Okay, my friends, love y'all. I'll be back tomorrow. Maybe Jerry will come on. You never know. But bye for now.